Hi, my name is Thibeen. I will be a counselor for today's session. May I know how I can address you?
My name is Ashwina. You can call me Sash.
I can call you Sash. Okay, Sash. So, before we moving on to our counseling session, which is gonna probably be like more than 45 minutes, I want to let you know and make you understand that there are a few things you have to know before we move on to the counseling sessions. So, first of all, is whatever topics we are talking about, anything that going through between us, it's gonna stay between us. It's gonna stay confidential, and the next point is, if let's say to overcome your mental health problems or to find happiness, you harming yourself or like harming other people physically, I'm sorry to say that I have to stop this counseling session, and I have to refer the third party for the further explanation for that. So are you okay with that, Shashwina?
Yeah, okay.
That's really good. And last but not least, before we move on to the session, I would like to let you know that it's okay. Don't be stressful to explain about your problems and everything. Just be yourself. Um, be open up. Don't be shy or don't be feel like, oh, he might be judgmental towards me or anything, because it's my job to keep to make you feel comfortable, and we are taught to be not to be judgmental towards other person. So it's really part of my job. So I hope you really understand before we moving on to the session. So Shashwina, what you have been dealing with lately?
Okay, so lately I feel like I can't interact with people much. Like it could be friends or with new people. I feel like I'm I'm shy. I'm a shy person. So for me to like talk to someone, it's like a having problem.
So what are you saying that you're having difficulties communicating with new people? Doesn't matter it's like a new friends or anyone who came into your life, which is you're still a new person. I see. So Shashwina, let me ask you. Um, you say you kind of quiet and shy person, right? So is this only happens to like a new people, or you still be like being shy and being quiet even though you are with your family?
No, I am shy if I don't know the person. If I'm like if I know the person, if I'm comfortable with them, then I'm more like an extroverted person. But if I don't know the person much or like yeah, I'm not so familiar with the person, then
So what you telling that you are really comfortable and to be an extrovert to the people like really knows you well and you know them well, but it's very difficult for you to trust a person or to make friends really quick, like you think a lot before you make a friend. So is that true, Shashwina?
yes, it's true.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Very good. So Shashwina, why do you think that you feel shy? Is that anything related to your past, or do you have any like events, like incidents that happens that make you feel like, oh yeah, I have to be I'm shy, or like maybe people might be shaming you. Just for an example, people might shaming you. So, is there any incidents that happened to you?
Uh, in the past, I don't think so regarding my shyness. I think that's something maybe from myself because I'm not sure about that actually. Uh, yeah, since I'm always shy. I don't speak much unless there's someone I'm close to. So the shyness part, I don't think so has to do anything with the past. I think that's just me.
So you're telling that your being shy doesn't much related to your past. So is that true, Krishna? So now you are studying in MSU, right? So let's say when it comes to works, assignment works. Uh, as usual, assignment need to be group works, right? So how do you like make friends like to make those assignments and everything? Like how you interact with them?
Uh, when it comes to assignments, I'm okay because I try to tell myself that I have to do it. Like, we have to get our assignment done. So it's a way like I push myself to interact with that person. But at the same time, I know that I'm not like close with them. It's just for like just the assignment purpose we are talking. So I don't feel like too pressured or anything. So I would push myself. It is hard, but I tell myself that I have to do it and I push myself to. So yeah, when it comes to assignments, it's not much of a problem. I mean, it is a problem, but I tell myself I have to push myself lah. It takes time, but towards the end, the job gets done. So I think
Understand? So what you're trying to tell is, so you really have to push yourself hard to like to talk to other people when it comes to assignment because you know that no matter what you have to finish those assignments by grouping and that makes you like just push yourself towards them to just talk to them and I just want to schools. So is that true, Shashina? So as go back to your family. So why do you think that you started to be shy? Like just now, like you explained just now, right? Like you being shy to like talk to new people or anything. So does it related to your family, like incident in your family or anything like that, Shashmina?
not the shyness part, but maybe when it comes when like I'm talking,
Mhm.
I feel like I shouldn't talk much, or how do I say, like I would start talking, but then at some time something in me would just say, like, okay, that's enough. Like
Mhm.
that's enough. You talked a lot, just keep quiet. That has something to do with my past. One of the incident I remember is when I was younger. Yes, I was. You can say a very talkative child. Uh, so there was this one time where not one time, like every time after school when I get in the car with my mom, I would always chatter. I would make a chatterbox to my mom. I think since young I don't open up to people I don't know. So I was close with my mom. So I would talk non-stop about the whole day, what's happening in my school, what I eat, like all the small details I would explain to her. And then uh, I do this every day. So one day, I don't think it just happened one day. It's kind of like I don't really remember much, but I do like some a bit lah. I think my mom told one of my relatives that like I talk so much and like she just blocks me. That like she was having this conversation with like maybe my aunt or someone. She said that like oh Sashina just like talks non-stop. I can't take it and I'll just like block her and I'll just drive and I'll just say like yeah yeah yeah. So when I heard that I got hurt and I think that's like the reason why I don't talk too much or like I stop myself from talking. Yeah.
So what you're telling that there actually was an incident in your past, which in your childhood, which is your mother like blocking you from talking to her just because like you just because she felt that you're talking a lot.
Yeah.
So is that true? So Shashwina, when let's go back to the incident again. So let's say when your mom talks about let's say uh, your mom, she told your relative that oh she's talking so much I cannot tolerate it. It's annoying something like that. So when you heard those words from your own mother's mouth, like what are the emotions that came up from your inside of you? Like, what are the emotions that came out?
I think as a child I got really hurt because like I don't know, I was a kid, so like naturally I what I did, like I felt comfortable, so I just spoke. So that made me feel like I shouldn't. I think, yeah. So mainly I was really hurt. I think that's the only emotion as a kid I could feel. That's the only thing I that's all I know lah.
You
For
be
as far,
it's like you feel like really sad about that
yeah,
thing.
I feel
Yeah,
really sad, really hurt.
really upset when your own mother telling that thing, while you like enjoying telling your whole day to her, right? Then she like, no, you are talking too
Yeah.
much. I really understand that. So so Shashwina, so okay, since as we know that since that day you like since that incident you like started to like slow down your talkative personality, right? So does it happens when you were in a kid? So let's move on to when you are in your teenager's life. So when you are in your teenager's life, does it did you bring the same attitude? I mean, like, yeah, obviously you bring the same attitude to your teenage life now in your uni life. But how does it affect you in your teenage life?
Um, it actually affected me quite a bit. Um, After that incident, I totally shut down. For example, the same after school incident. Like if my mom picks me up and she asks me like, so how's school? I remember throughout my whole secondary school, the only reply I would say is okay. Even though something dramatic or amazing happened that day, the response would be okay. Yeah. And in my when I was studying from 4 and from 5, I was staying with my aunt. So the same thing I did to my aunt as well. She has a daughter and we went to school together. Lah. She was a few years younger than me, and she would she was like me, like when I was younger, total chatterbox. She would tell her mom like from the start to the end the whole story in the car ride back to her mom. And when my aunt asked me the same reply, I would just say okay. Yeah, so I think that it still affected me, and not only to my mom, to everyone else, because I always felt that like, what if she thinks the same way like how my mom thought?
So when you are in secondary school, you're telling that you stay with your aunt. So you feel kind of scared because your aunt will have the same impression like how your mom had on you. So you just like cut short the conversation by just saying, yeah, it's went well, okay, that's all.
Yeah.
Understood. So does it only affect like since the incident, is it only affect throughout your family members or does it affect to like your friends or your family friends, any of them
Um, I'm not quite sure. Um, Maybe friends. I can't think of an incident where like I've shut them off. I mean, I have a very small circle of friends, so with my friends I can be myself. Do I am, but not like my extreme self. Like I'm actually a very talkative person. I still am, but like to some people, very few. I talk, I laugh, and everything. But when it comes to like even friends, like just say my secondary school, um, the group of friends, I don't think they really know that the crazy, like people will say, crazy, right? That kind of me. Like I would be quiet. But like if you ask school friends, yeah, I don't think I talk as much as I know, as much as I'm capable of. There's always like a barrier in between.
Yes, continue.
Uh, when it comes to family, okay, my cousins, I'm like myself. Maybe there's like 5 of them, maybe who knows that my real self, know how chaotic and how loud I am. So I think that's the only circle of people who knows how crazy I can be. Yeah, family, when family or friends, only see like there's always that barrier.
Mhm. So from what you're telling that, your family and friends, except for your cousins, they only see the the Shashmina, which is had barriers, but only your cousins have seen the Shashmina without the barriers, those barriers. So Shashmina, let me ask you this. So since your teenagers until you came to MSU, right? You have this shy kind of attitude and being like don't talk to me that much, right? So did anyone like being judgmental towards you?
Like from my uni life.
No, doesn't matter. It probably could be happen in your teenage life or in your uni life.
Like, judgmental. I think before I can realize someone is being judgmental, I think
You were
I
too over.
assume that they would judge me.
Mm.
That's why I shut down or I block. So that I never really like experience someone being judgmental because I already have that barrier. So there's nothing to come in. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't really know whether anyone has been judgmental.
So what you telling that it's like so so you're telling that Shashwina like basically like no one being judgmental towards you because you have that boundaries between them, right? Okay. So Shashwina, I've realized something. So move on to your teenager's life. So may I know like why you like shifted from your house like from your family and you stay with your aunt during your teenagers
Uh,
when you were in high school.
okay, so basically there was this one incident that happened in my house. I had a boyfriend. I was 14 or 15 years old. So I think my mom thought it was best if I change school. And also my mom was working at that area. Lah. She was working in, she had got a job in Kulai which was like 30 minutes drive from my house there. So since no one would be at home, there was like a few reasons. No one would be home to like watch me after school. So she decided to transfer me there. And then my aunt was also staying there in Kulai. So after school, I would go be with her. She's also a tuition teacher. So after my school, I would go be in her house and I would go tuition with her. So after tuition was done, I would travel back to my house. This was for 1 year. Then when I was sitting for exam, I I just told my parents that because it's traveling 20 minutes like every day, like for 1 hour, lah, it was very tiring. I would get back like at night, so I told her that I prefer staying in my aunt's house. So when I was from 5, I was full time there, only weekend I went there. So that's why I was with my aunt.
So you're telling that it's kind of hard for your mom to travel and like sending you to school and everything. So is that true?
Yeah.
That's why you stayed in your
Uh,
aunt's house.
the traveling was one, and then also because of the boyfriend issue, I think they were afraid to leave me alone in the house. So yeah.
So they will like be scared that anything about the safety and
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, so from their part, I understand they are trying to be a protective
Yeah.
because you are a daughter. So Shashwina, like so when you're staying in your aunt house, right? So how did your aunt treated you? So like as you said just now, you don't have any borders between you and your cousins. So clearly you will be like talkative towards them, like you talk a lot with them, like having fun with them. So when your auntie saw you in that kind of that kind of new Shashwina, like suddenly like. So how did she treated you that time?
I my aunt was actually she was nice to me actually very. I think she understood or she could sense that something was wrong with me or like I suddenly became silent. She was one of the few people who realized my like silence and she realized and so she was like she was treating me well. There was no problem in my aunt's house. I was really taking care very well. She had a daughter who my cousin. She is 2 years younger than me if I'm mistaken. So um, she treated us as equally as possible without it's her daughter. I'm sure that there were at times where the daughter felt like the mom was giving me more attention. So but my aunt did a very good job in balancing it out.
So you're telling that even though your aunt have own daughters, but she still treated everyone the same equally. Doesn't like having like favorite child and so on. Right?
Yeah, she wasn't biased.
No, she wasn't biased. Yeah. So back, move on to your teenage life, where you said you had a boyfriend, right? So should I say boyfriend or ex-boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh, so we prefer to say ex-boyfriend. Okay. So let's say your ex-boyfriend. So do you like have any incident between you and your boyfriend which makes you like less talkative? Because as you mentioned just now, you only being talkative and being open towards only your cousins, not even your mom, not even your family. And even though when you mention about your boyfriend, you didn't even like tell that, oh yeah, I'm being comfortable talking to him and everything. So that's why I'm asking you this. So do you have any incident that occurred between you guys where you don't feel comfortable to talking to him or something like that?
Uh, no, I didn't click my mind to talk about that. But besides my cousins, I could be myself, my true self with my boyfriend because we knew each other since young. So kind of like he's like one of my whole family knows them and stuff like that. So like we grew up together, kind of. We all went to the same school, and since like primary school and everything, lah. So I could be myself, and he wasn't judgmental or anything. He, I'm not sure whether he realized or he was just being himself, but he never made me feel like I talk too much or anything. I can talk how much or however. He was like the same level as my cousins. Like I told, like I can be crazy with my cousins. The same way I can be crazy with him. Yeah.
So you're telling that your cousins and your boyfriends are basically like same, like they treating you well,
Yeah.
like without being judgmental towards you, like without telling you that oh you're talking too much or anything, something like that,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I understand. So since you say that you're very comfortable with your ex-boyfriend, like he doesn't judge you or anything, don't mind if I ask you this question. Like, may I know what's the reason that he became your ex-boyfriend? Because you said that things going well between you and your ex-boyfriend that time. So, what are the reasons that? So, Shashwina, go on.
The reason why we separated is there is a few reasons.
Reasons.
Uh, One of it, we it came to a point where things got a bit messed up. I would say, like we started fighting a lot. We don't see each other because, like I said, my parents found out and it was hard, to go out and everything. So uh, towards like certain point, it became hard for me to one focus on my studies. We broke up when I was going to be sitting for SPM. So that is one of the reasons I was going to study, and constantly fighting and everything. So I thought just let things go, and so that I can focus on my studies. And he's 2 years older than me, so he at that time would be going to uni. So I thought, I can't focus on my studies, and he's going to uni. Why not just split up so that he could maybe possibly find someone there who can actually meet him and stuff, and I could focus on my studies without constantly fighting all the time. It's stressful. It was stressful for me. So yeah.
So you're telling that you broke up with your boyfriend just because you're feeling stressed and upset because it's a long distance relationship, and you like feel a bit insecure that he might find another girl which you think that he might cheat on you because a lot of girls are in uni
Mm.
which probably 24/7 could be beside him and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't an insecurity. It was like one of like
Overthinking.
no, one of I would say a good reason for me to let go of him, because even towards the end I still really cared about him. I still loved him, but I made myself think that he would find someone who like just let him for the sake of letting him go, because things started getting really toxic and he didn't want to let go, and then if I didn't want to let go, so it would just continue and make things worse. So I just thought, he go to uni, he can find someone, he could start back with someone there, maybe face to face, but maybe long distance wasn't the thing or something. So I just ended it. Yeah.
So you said that the overthinking that you had, like when you go uni and everything, you said that it's changed into positive for you because it could be a reason for you to just break off your relationship with you. Plus, with your parents, that doesn't even like if what they say in Malay is give rest to both of
Yeah.
you, right? So Shashwina, so when you like in the part of like breaking up with your ex-boyfriend, do you face any kind of problems? Like, does he like as you know, it could be hard for two parties to like to be separated, right? Without like being like for like maybe they feel like that reason is not enough for them. So, do you have any kind of problem like that when you're getting separated with your ex-boyfriend?
Uh, when we were separating, like problem wise, no, but maybe we could have ended it in a good way, like in good terms, but we ended it in bad terms. The reason why, I mean, I was young, so the only way I could think of to end it was in a bad way, so that he could just maybe be angry on me and just move on. But I feel that maybe we could have done it in a
Proper
proper
way,
way,
yeah.
explaining the situation and stuff. But instead, uh, like I would say like I was one of the main culprits to dig problems out just to end it. Um, just make fights come, and it became bigger. Like there was a fight, and then it just grew bigger and bigger, and things got like a bit um,
Complicated.
complicated, and it became a bit like he started using words and stuff. So that's why it ended up. It ended in a bad way.
So you're telling that things could be have done better if you like both of you like communicated well about the problems that you're facing, each other's problems that both of you facing. But it's just that you find a reason to break up, and he's just being harsh also. So that makes the situation a bit complicated. So is that true, Shashina?
Yes.
So, as you said that he's being harsh towards you, right? So, does he be like verbally abusive or like physically abusive towards you?
Not physically, because we, like I said, long
Long
distance.
distance
So
relationship.
there wasn't any physical
Mhm.
incident. But verbally, yes. Like I would say maybe like it was like the thing. It happened because at the heat of the moment, the fight, and he became a bit abusive with words, and it really hurt me. also maybe one of the reasons, maybe he didn't want to let go, but I don't know. Just we don't know his side, but yeah, it became a bit abusive. I wanted to end the relationship for him to have a better life, but then at the end of the day, I got some like words, and then it kind of affected me after that.
So what you're telling that he just verbally being abusive to you, but even though he being verbally, but it's really like makes you feel upset and
Yeah.
makes you stressed with that situation, which like you feel like too much pressure that time to face that kind of situation. Totally understand because when a person being verbally abusive, they say that tongue is the most sharpest compared to knives. They say that.
Yes.
So once you throw back throw the words towards them, you can't take it back. It's really hard for them to. People might forgive, but not forget. So I truly understand that. So Shashwina, so based on your experience towards your ex-boyfriend, which has been verbally abusive, so is that one of the reason why you like don't want to be so open up with people that you are newly meeting, or like you feel like no, it's not a correct time for me to be a good friend, like how to say like being like make them as my best friend because I'm scared that they might. It's just an example I'm giving you, okay? I'm scared that they might like judgment me, and I will feel the verbal abusive again. So is it like one of the reason why you like have your boundaries towards meeting new people?
I think so. I think that is like one of the reasons why I have that boundary, because once upon a time that person used to be, like I said, my cousins. He used to be someone who knew me inside out, and then when at the end he like used all of that against me, I felt a bit. I mean, not a bit. Honestly, it really hurt, and that is also like the reason why I have this boundary. Besides like the family part.
So what you're telling that you you're feeling scared of people might use your how we can say that like your own kekurangan, like take your kekurangan, like let's say they know your kekurangan and they attack you using that
Yeah.
your own kekurangan. So yeah, totally understand that. So oh, it's been 32 minutes. I think your voice is a bit cracky. You need some water?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
Feeling better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your throat all okay? Okay, that's good. So moving on to the question session. So how do you like deal with people like okay, sometimes we might meet people like same like you, not being talkative, but we are humans. We have so many versions of humans in this world, right? So there must be some people like who you meet is being talkative towards you, even though you don't want to be talkative, but they're being talkative towards you. So how you handle that kind of people since you are not being talkative?
I actually enjoy company of people who are talkative, because I have less work. I don't have to do the talking. Unless the person doesn't talk, then that would be kind of like a stressful thing, because I would have to take the courage out of myself and have a conversation. But if the person is talkative, I totally enjoy their company, because all I have to do is just listen to them, or just reply in a few words. So I don't have problem with people talkative, and also it doesn't require me, like I said, to talk, which I don't have to like take out. There's still that boundary there, so I still don't have to say much. Just listen and just shake my head, or yeah.
So it's like you don't feel annoyed with people who talk so much to you because you feel like it makes your work easy. You might be shy to talk to other person like about something, but suddenly like they come up to the topic and talk about it with you, so you feel more comfortable. You will feel relief. Finally talk about that thing,
Yeah.
or he or she might talk about that thing. So it's require you less energy and requires you like less thinking, like how should I start this conversation and everything. So is that true, Shashmi? That's good. That's good. So so Shashwina, back to your mom. So does your relationship with your mom has been improved throughout these years?
Yes, it has improved a lot. Especially before coming to like after my SPM, those years after SPM, I didn't have in a few months waiting for the results. It has improved from that period and until now. Like, now I have a very good relationship with my mom.
So can you explain me that how has it been improved throughout these years?
I think it's mainly because of my aunt,
Mhm.
the one that I stayed. I stayed
Yeah,
in
you
the
stayed
house.
in the house.
Yeah, because like I said, she I think like noticed my silence. Me going silent and everything. So she tried to help me in a way. When, for instance, going back to the after school story, she would ask me like how was my school, and then my reply would be okay. So she used to like ask me like how was it, like ask me questions so that the conversation would
Right.
lengthen.
Right.
Like she would ask, so what did you study? Anything interesting happened in your day? So she asked, and still I would reply like one sentence, but as like every day, it used to be an everyday thing. She would ask me, and slowly I started opening up and I would speak. And I think she also I don't know exactly how she found out that my mom was the one who like the incident. But there was a time where she spoke with to my mom. She's my mom's cousin, so they are very close and everything. So she told her like uh, not scold, but she kind of like let the go like that, like hey, because of you, your daughter is like stop talking and stuff like that. And so like my mom realized also, and yeah, so my auntie is like one of the main reasons how this my relationship with my mom improved. So after my mom realized that she was one of the reason why I went silent, she started um, in trying to improve the relationship with me. She would how do I say, like she would talk more to me, she would listen, and especially as I got older, we can realize, when someone is
Mhm.
actually listening or not. So I realized that, oh, she's trying, I realized that she was taking the effort, to try to fix the relationship. So I also went along with it, and so now our relationship has improved a lot.
So what are you telling that your auntie found out that you're actually a talkative person, but just because the incident that happened between you and your mom, you started to like talking less and everything. So she take the initiative to advise your mom to be like, no, you shouldn't be like that to your daughter. You should be more like listening to her and everything, because your daughter, the only person that your daughter have right now is
Yeah.
you and everything. So that's how your mom realized her mistake, and now she's improvising herself and improvising the bond between you guys. So is
Yes.
that true?
Yep. And now our relationship is very good. There's no like, I don't have to feel there's no boundaries between us. I can ask her anything. I don't have to feel uncomfortable. I'm always comfortable talking to her. So I think, yeah, thanks to my aunt, she really like helped both of us in this.
So what you're trying to tell is your because of your aunt, it's really improved where you can say it's really good. You can see a lot of changes in your mom.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the bond between both of you, so it's okay, understand. So Shashwina, so let me ask you this. Mm, based on the problems that you're facing right now, what do you expect?
Um, I think I would expect myself to, like I said, I'm shy. I don't um, talk to people much. I think I want to improve on that. I want to like be able to talk to people, be myself, because I don't have that fear that people are judging me. Since young, I don't think that that insecurity of that judgment was a problem. It was just I set boundaries too quickly. I set the boundaries because of that I talk too much, you know. But not I don't care about the judgment. Like they think anything towards me or they think anything bad. It's just that I try not to make them think in a way that is also judgmental. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain now, but I think I would want to improve in that. Like be able to talk to people. I think
Without overthinking about it.
yeah, without like being myself. Like I think over the years, like when I came to uni, I improved. So I don't know how, but I think that the part where I push myself, I realized that I set this boundary and everything, but I feel like I need to improve more. Like I've tried my best. I don't think I'm capable of it more, so I expect more outcome of it. So that's why I came to see.
So what you're telling that you you at some point you feel like you're not really mind of people judging you and using your kelemahan against you, but at the same time you feel like that is one of the reason you
Yeah,
feel like setting boundaries between your friends and everything. So is that true, Shashwina?
yeah.
Mm.
The kelemahan, as you say, would be that my
Main.
the talking part. That's
Yeah.
like the kelemahan. Nothing more about that. I don't think I have fear in anything else. Like when it comes to insecurities or worrying about people being judgment, we would think that there's so many things about it. It could be fear of what people think about me, my character, my looks or everything. But there's nothing of that. The main thing would be that I talk too much. The younger part of me is talk too much. But over the years, when my relationship with my mom improved, I think that's when I was able to push myself more. Yeah, and I can speak, but I wish to speak more. Still a learning process.
So what do you based on what you told me that you expect to be more open up with people, like talk to them without having any fear or like without thinking too much, or I can say that overthinking without talking to them like should I talk like this or should I don't say that or should I something like that.
Yeah.
So you understand. So yeah, totally understand about that. So as you can see, our counseling session is almost reaching the point, reaching the time. So, so now maybe you feel like a bit comfortable after we having a long session, right? So, do you have anything else to talk about? Like anything like just came into your mind, but you just like, oh, I didn't talk about this. So now maybe just now you might be feel like, should I tell that? But now maybe you feel comfortable. So before that, can I ask you, like, are you comfortable right now, like throughout this session?
Yes, I am very comfortable, and I think the expectation part, like what I expect, I would like to add on that. I also spoke about my shyness.
Mm-hmm.
The shyness has not improved. I'm still a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get to know the person, I can be myself and everything. But I want to like eliminate the whole shyness thing. I always admire people who are like opposite of shy basically. They are very confident and they just come and speak to you
Mm-hmm.
without feeling shy and everything. yeah, I want to improve in that. That's another one of my expectations.
So is that all, Shashwina, or you like to add on more?
No, that's all.
That's all. So yeah, thank you so much, Shashwina, for joining us. So I have really have to say this. 20 this is 2022, and there are a lot of girls out there like none of them like being brave and come up with the issues they are having. Most of them choose to stay quiet, but you are one of those brave girls which, even though you have those problems like you having shyness, you like scared to talk to people, but you still came up and open up about yourself. It's not an easy thing to do. It's really hard for a person like you to come and open up about yourself, since you are like a shy person, right? So I really appreciate that, and I would say thank you for being comfortable around me. And as far I can see you, you just being yourself without like hiding or anything. You just letting out everything without like I have to like ask the same question few times. When I asked one question, you just gave me the answer which I needed. So it's really good actually. It was a good counseling session. Really appreciate you for having you here, and I will meet you in the next session. So before I end the session, how do you feel right now? Do you? I know maybe we just talk about 45 minutes. I just know you for 45 minutes. So throughout these 45 minutes, like, do you feel at least a bit relief?
Yes, I feel relief and also kind of like when I told the things, I also realized like a few things prior to what I said. So I feel really good about that.
May I know like what you feeling good about those things?
When I said like about the judgmental part,
Mm.
first I thought it's not. I'm good. I'm like I said that at first I don't care about it, but honestly, when you think about it, or when I said it, it's also like maybe a fear. I think it's a fear also because if I didn't bother what people would think, I would be able to just be crazy and
And
stuff.
you won't set the boundaries,
Yeah, I
right?
wouldn't set the boundaries in the beginning. So that is, I realized that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you to realize about that. And I will meet you on the next session. And we will meet again soon. So hope you have a nice day, and you can bring home the water that I gave you just now. Okay?
Thank you.
And have a nice day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.